This has to be my absolute favourite. I recently got hold of this certificate. If you can see there, it's a British Railways certificate for the best kept station in 1954, and so I thought it'd make a really fascinating video if we actually found out the story behind Willoughby train station and then went to go and visit it today to kind of bring its history back to life. I've absolutely no idea how this is going to pan out, but hopefully we can have some fun along the way. But my plan is pretty simple. First of all, I'm going to show you the research I've done on Willoughby railway station, and then I thought we could then go to the location with some photos of it in the past and reunite the station in some small way with its award that it received all those years back. And then, if everything goes well, there's a second mystery location that's linked to the railway station, so hopefully we can go and visit that as well. So the first place I started was Wikipedia, but actually if you check out this source here, it was much better. So this is disused stations, and it has a full site record with the credit going to Nick Catford. Opened 175 years ago. Originally it was Great Northern Railways, then in 1923 it became LNER. 1948 it became British Railways, and that brings us into our certificate, with 1951 being when the prize was issued. And then following the cuts by Beeching in the 60s, it was closed to goods in 1966, and the station fully closed 5th of October 1970. You can see the railway lines with Willoughby here, and you'll notice the first and second because it moved, and I'll tell you about that just in a minute, and the location here in Willoughby. And what's nice is you can also see here, so this is the road, you can see the layout here. So what there is the station master's house, which doubled up as kind of the ticket booth and the waiting area, and then this was kind of as it says, a goods shed here. Then literally a few years later it was relocated over to this side because it was getting busier. What you had was a signal box here, there's a single-sided platform here, and then there was a long platform here which was dual-sided with a signal box up here, and then signal point here for the tracks. So now I needed to find this location. So the next point was to go to Google Maps. You can search here Willoughby, zoom all the way in, and obviously we can then use this map here. We can see the road coming in, and there should be a railway line coming through. So here's our road, and then you're then looking for your straight lines, and what you can see there is the trains, the railway going away. So you've got your original station master's house here, and that goods shed that we mentioned. And as we come in here, we can see that this side here is single-sided platform, that's our double-sided platform, so you can see the railway moving up here. Okay, so we're at Willoughby now, and as you can see behind, just about head down onto the aptly named Station Road. See you down there. So here we are at what used to be Willoughby train station. It's hard to believe this was once bustling with life and activity, but today nature's reclaimed most of it. In fact, you can see behind me there with the old station master's house, the bit that I wanted to walk right down there is absolutely full of overgrowth and brambles. But if we look closely, especially down this way towards where the platforms used to be, we're going to be able to go and find some clues from the past. So first of all, looking south, we've got the station master's house and the site of the original station that was built in 1848, the site of the goods yard just a little bit further down on the left hand side, which you can just about make the tip of the roof out. Here we are looking northwards now to the site of the relocated station in 1886. To the left you can see the signal box, which apparently has been rebuilt from the top up because of the timber, etc., with this bridge obviously being a little bit closer to us here. And then as it heads down there, we've got the extending area where the single platform would be on the left hand side, and then over in the centre where the double-sided platform would be. So I think next up is going to be our photo here that's been taken from the bridge looking down. Here you can see the platform stretching away, and the gentleman here was kind enough to just show me inside the rear of his garden, and I'll splice in some imagery where it actually showed where that station sign would have sat just about there. So this one here, in which we can
clearly see both sides of the line. Again, it probably taken from the bridge looking down, so we're probably a little bit further round about here. And I've also got a more modern one, and that's in this one here, so we're probably a little bit further down. As we walk along here, we're getting signs. Look here, the foundations of this garden here is the remaining parts of the station wall running all the way along. And now as we round the corner here, it's evident that this is the end of where the platform would have been, and I think around here this is where the signal would have been as well, possibly here or a little bit further in. We're really in the vicinity anyway, but let's walk up and see if it's a little bit more obvious. So here we are, just looking back in the direction we've come, and this is the photo that I'm alluding to. I think down there is the end of the platform that you can just see coming in here. This is where the line would join from both sides of the platform, and I think it's just going to be there. So what we'll do now is we'll walk back, and I've got a few more photos, and we'll get the certificate out. So as we head back down, we're now looking south, obviously walking past the platform on the left, again the longer platform, or the more substantial double platform. I think this is a really superb photo there, showing a train parked up at the station, people going about their daily lives all those years ago. And that brings us on to the final image, and they just keep getting better and better. This has to be my absolute favourite, bringing that in there. And so I think that's a great point to get out the certificate and remind us why we're here. Okay, so looking up here where the station used to be, long forgotten by many people. And the only reason that I came here was because of this. Competition for the best kept stations, 1951 first class prize awarded to Willoughby, and it was presented by CK Bird. So the station master was A.L. Bullen, as we can see on here, and I'll do a close-up. So we are literally, divided, but at the same time connected right now by 70 years history, which is just a really nice thing to do sometimes. But wait, the story doesn't end here. Part of Willoughby Station lives on in a rather unexpected place. Just a short drive from here, there's a fishing lake that holds a piece of railway history, literally. See you there.
Okay, so for the second mystery location, what I noticed during my research up here at the top is that the station footbridge was dismantled and now spans a fishing pond at Burley Marsh. So I was like, okay, let's see where that is. So if you go into Google and you type Burley Marsh and you have a look around, you can see the lakes pop up. So I spent some time having a look at the lakes here, and I couldn't really find it anywhere at all. So I kept researching, and I eventually found myself at the Sycamore Lakes here, trying to find any reference to it. And they do mention it here. Look, this can be fished by crossing a renovated railway bridge originally from Willoughby. So there is a mention in it, but again, you can't see it. But then when we scroll down to here, the plot thickens, and finally we get our answers, because when we look here is the bridge that you can see really nicely in these images here, just in the background. So again, I was still thinking, well, where is it? I physically can't see it. I had a gut feeling that it looks like it was this area, and so what I had to do was I went into Google Earth Pro, which allows you to go back in time, and what I did was, if you go back to 2021, when there wasn't cloud, there we go, there's the bridge hidden in the shadows of Google Earth. So fingers crossed, we're on our way there now. So that's us at the lakes now, and I've asked permission, and the lady was really lovely, said more than happy for me to go and take a photo and have a look around the bridge, and actually had a Polaroid to hand of when the bridge was very first installed without everything around it, so I'll stick that in the video as well. So let's go and take a walk over to the bridge and take a look. And here we are rounding the corner from that research where we saw the guy with the fish. So here we are, here's the bridge that used to be at Willoughby railway station. But how amazing, we've managed to find this here. So here we are on the other side of the bridge now, and if you remember back to that very first image that we looked at when we were at the railway station there, spanning the road with the level crossing, isn't that fantastic? We can see the top part of the bridge now here and repurposed.
of course we're going to have to cross over. If bridges could talk, you know, this bridge that once carried people over the road at Willoughby station has now found this new purpose here, taking people to the island in a fishing lake. You know, it's a wonderful example about how history can be preserved and repurposed in the most surprising ways, and after all those years, here I am stood on it today. So who could have guessed that at the start of the day this certificate would lead us on a journey back through time, showing us how places change and how sometimes memories live on in the most unusual of ways. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and drop in the comments if there are any hidden places near you that you visited or you'd like to in the future. And until the next video, all the best, take care and see you.